Okay, this is our first serious lesson on Spanish. In the past, she has been learning Spanish here and there from different worksheets or we say not in an organized fashion. So this time we're using a proper grammar book to teach her things.
This is a grammar book.
Yeah, this is a grammar book. These pages are copies from a grammar book. Okay. So right now the first chapter is about gender. So in the Spanish language, there's gender. Like I explained to you before, Emma, right? So now I'm explaining this point now about
El profesor
auto, right?
auto.
So you know it's a teacher.
Teacher.
Yeah, teacher. Remember, you can let's say teacher here because in Spanish, profesor is a teacher that but in English, professors are teachers who teach in university. So there's a difference. So when you translate the word profesor to English, it's better just to say teacher. So a profesor alto means the tall teacher.
The tall teacher.
So you, I want you to notice two things here. Okay. Two things.
Two things.
Yeah, two things. Okay, number one, look at the text. What is the difference between this one and the English, the tall teacher? You notice that the word tall is now
Alto, alta.
Yeah, well, let's just focus on this one first. The first one is that in English we say the tall teacher. So adjective actually goes in front of the noun. But in Spanish, most of the time the adjective actually goes after the noun.
Okay.
You know this?
Uh-huh.
Okay, and in Chinese, it's like in English. The adjective is in front of the noun and not after the noun. 高嘅老師，高的老師，係咪？高係喺嗰個老師嘅前面。Japanese, I don't know. Well, we can learn that one day. So that's the first difference between English and Spanish.
What about French?
French is the same as Spanish.
Okay.
So adjectives go most of the time after the noun. And now the second difference is that when you have a female noun, here, la profesora, your adjective needs to match the noun. So if the noun is feminine, your adjective needs to be feminine as well.
Mommy.
So auto becomes alta. Okay? So you see, la profesora alta. What's your question?
Nothing.
You sure?
Yeah.
You got it? So what are the two differences between Spanish and English and what we just taught you?
Yes. The difference is that normally when you speak in English, like the tall teacher, tall goes in front of the teacher, okay? But in Espanol, the tall goes after the teacher.
Right. Okay, so adjective after the noun in Spanish. In English, adjective is before the noun.
Yes.
All right. Okay, let's see how we transform a noun from masculine to feminine, okay?
Feminine.
You see, if a noun, look at here, if the noun finishes with an O, then if you change that O to an A, it becomes feminine. For example, this one. Can you read this one for me?
Camarero.
You know what it means, camarero? No, camarero means waiter. You know waiter? A waiter is somebody who works in the restaurant. You know, who serves you. Remember that the people that I normally raise my hand to get their attention
Yeah.
in the restaurant?
Like this. Hey, can I have some food?
Yeah, okay. Those are waiters, okay? So in English, we're waiter for man and waitress for female person who does this job, okay? waiter and waitress. In Spanish, camarero is waiter. Camarera is waitress.
Waitress.
Okay. And then, okay. This
Mommy?
Yes.
You see, is this one of the words that English has a girl and a boy?
What do you mean?
I mean, like, waiter, it's a boy,
Right.
and the waitress is a girl.
Right. Yes. In English, in this case, in English there are also two different words for a person who does a job. Okay.
Uh-huh.
A girl or boy.
What about doctor in Spanish?
Doctor. Yeah.
Is that-
Or doctor, doctora.
Oh,
But in English, it's doctor.
just
Okay.
doctor.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So let's go back to our lesson today. Okay. So we talked about changing from O to A to make a word from masculine to a feminine word. Now, consonant. Okay. When a word ends with a consonant. Okay. Remember consonants or remember what are consonants? Consonants are letters that are not vowels.
Okay.
Right? Okay, so if a word finishes with a consonant, then you add an A, then it becomes a female who does that job, or who, for example, this one, traductor
Traductor.
means translator, somebody who translates. You know how?
What about in English? Does it have
translator?
girl or boy?
There's just one
Okay.
one gender.
Mm.
Translator. So in Spanish, a man translator is called traductor. A female translator is called traductora.
Traductora.
And you know what a translator does?
I know. I think so because of the name. They help people move to other places, like help put the things to somewhere else.
That's transport. Translate is when translator is somebody who translate. Okay, say it.
Somebody that translate, like imagine if somebody speaks French and then a person has to translate it into English,
Right, exactly.
something like that.
Yeah, so to change the language from one to another. Okay, so that's called translate.
Sneak peek. This is subscribe.
All right. Okay. So, there are two kind of situations
Yes.
we have seen. It teaches you how to, change the gender from masculine to feminine. Now, look at this. If a word that finishes with the E, okay, then it either stays the same with an E ending or A ending when it goes from masculine to feminine. For example, this one, how would you read that word?
Estudiante.
And you know what it means? Estudiante?
Student.
Right. So for this word, it's like in English. Both boy student and girl student are called estudiante.
Oh, okay.
But this one, can you read this one?
Dependiente.
Yeah, and here?
Dependiente. Da.
Dependiente and dependiente. So that's a salesperson, and that's a saleswoman. I mean, salesman and saleswoman. Okay? So you know what a salesperson does? It's somebody who works at a shop who sells things. That's a salesperson. Salesman or
I
saleswoman.
thought that's a shopkeeper.
Yeah, you can call those people shopkeeper too. But yeah, normally shopkeepers work for a small shop to keep the shop. But sales people would be people who work in, like, say, Zara. You won't call those people who sell clothes there shopkeepers. You call them.
What
more
about
like-
IKEA?
What about IKEA?
I think it is I think it's self thing instead of the shopkeeper. I think it's the
Right.
self.
What you mean, salespeople?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they sell things. Well, I think if we really need to differentiate the two, I would say a shopkeeper is somebody who just keeps the shop. That person doesn't necessarily have to sell, whereas a salesperson's main job is to sell.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Here. Yeah, the video is still on. Now this other one. If a word finishes with ista, okay, then
Esta.
it stays as ista. For example,
Esta.
this one, how would you say it?
Taxita.
Taxista.
Is it taxi?
Yeah, taxi driver.
Taxi.
Taxi is taxi. Taxista is taxi driver.
Mm-hmm.
So a men taxi driver and a female taxi driver
It's
are
the
both called taxista.
Tax.
Okay, now here, nacionalidades.
National.
Yeah, nationalities.
Nationality.
So if a nationality that ends with an O, then you turn it to an A, then that's how you change the gender. For example, this one,
Chino, China.
yeah. So Chino means a Chinese man, China means a Chinese woman. Okay?
China.
And if a national that ends with N, L, S, then you just add an A, such as español,
Español.
española.
Española.
And the E stays as E,
Uh-huh.
canadiense,
Canadiense.
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 So Canadian. If it's E, then stays as E, Irani,
Irani.
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 So yeah, the people from Iran. Okay,
What is Iran?
it's a country in the Middle East.
Got it. Thanks.
Okay. All right. So now there are some irregular words that mean that the change is not so regular as what we just like taught you here. For example, gallo. You know what a gallo means? Gallo is
Chicken.
yeah, rooster. It's a rooster. Okay. Gallo is rooster. Gallina is a hen. So men chicken and women chicken. But here, look.
La gallina es muy fino. Ba, ba, ba. Ba, 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 ba.
Okay, here, what's that?
Padre, madre.
You know what it is?
Papi and mama.
And this one?
Hombre, mujer. It's a man and woman.
Right, and then here?
Actor, actriz. Actor and actress.
Very good.
Mommy, actor and actress are both like in English, like a boy and girl.
Right.
Rey, reina. King and queen.
Very good. See? All right.
That's just easier to know what I want.
All right, so let's do some exercise, okay? Can you fill out this part?
Okay.
Okay, so what you have to do is you put the article, okay? Either la or el. El is masculine article and la is for feminine article.
Okay.
The first one, they give it to you already. La mesa.
La mesa.
What do you think about this one?
El pizarra. La pizarra.
Right, la pizarra.
La pizarra.
You know what a pizarra is?
Chalkboard.
Right, very good. And then,
Ventana. Window.
mhm,
La ventana.
very good. Muy bien.
Cuaderno.
Mhm,
Boy. So el.
mhm. El cuaderno.
Macho.
Macho, yeah. All right.
Macho means boy, right?
Macho means like.
Handsome.
No, macho, yeah. Macho means macho. It's the very man.
Uh,
Okay. All right, next
a
one.
gentleman.
Next one.
Okay. Televisión. Television.
Mm-hmm.
El.
No, that's la. Because
La.
before we said when the word has an ION ending, it's a masculine, it's a feminine gender.
Okay, I-O-N. Let me just circle that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Bolígrafo.
Mm-hmm.
Boy.
Yes. And you know what bolígrafo means?
Nope.
Pen.
Pen.
You know, the ink pen. The pen that you write with, not the pencil.
It reminds me of a microphone because the microphone always goes pop, 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 pop. Libro. I know what is a libro. It's book. This is a book.
That's right. Muy bien. Sigue.
Boy. El libro.
Muy bien.
Profesora, it's easy because it's girl. La. This is mostly girl. Probably because they want to make me look like a gentleman. Because I'm a girl.
Silly girl.
Estudiante. Student. It's boy. El estudiante. Is correct.
Muy bien.
Puerta. Door.
Mm-hmm.
La puerta.
Muy bien. Perfecto. Okay, ahora. Now, this exercise, it says, can you read that instruction there?
Escribe el femenino. Femenino.
Femenino. So, I mean, so the example already gave it to you. Look. El conductor.
El conductor.
La conductora.
La conductora.
Conductor, you know what it means?
Computer.
Driver.
Oh, driver.
Computador is a computer.
They sound almost the same.
Yeah. All right.
El abogado.
El abogado.
El abogado.
Yeah.
Avocado.
Means lawyer.
But
Okay.
it sounds like avocado.
Yeah.